Hi Jan, I'm Susan, and this is my 2016 Chrysler Town & Country that I have turned into my camper van. And I just want to show you around.
Good, and here we are at the Cracker Barrel, of course, after coming out of the desert. We've just recently been to Quartzsite.
Yes, and so she's dirty. She's been in the desert.
Does she have a name?
She does. Her name is Joy because she brings me joy.
Oh, it's nice.
Yes. So the first thing we're going to see is up front. First of all, we turned my seat around.
Oh, nice.
But only for this trip because it's not a swivel seat.
Mm-hmm.
And we also pull a camper with this, and I can't ride backwards. So my poor husband is going to have to turn it back again. But this is where I keep my window screens.
Mm-hmm.
And then under here is extra drinks, my dirty laundry, some snacks for the road and that kind of stuff. And then I just store my window covers in here. I made my covers out of fabric. I used to camp in my Palisade, and I had vinyl on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't do much for the condensation, so I put black felt on the back of these, fabric on the front, and then of course the insulated stuff in the middle.
Okay, so there is Reflectix in the middle.
Reflectix. It's actually helped me stay warmer on this trip, so
That's
which
good.
is nice. Now, I did build this out. I put a floor in it. I took the seats completely out. I even cut the seat belts. I was
You're
determined.
dedicated.
This is dedicated. This is only going to be a camper. So I built a floor in here, and the reason is I wanted to make as much storage space as possible. So I built a cubby on this side, and it's insulated. It's totally insulated, so I could technically use it as a cooler. But I keep my dry food and my extra kitchen stuff down there. And then under the refrigerator on the other side, there's also one, and you can actually reach through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. On the other side, I have a sleeping bag that I probably should have gotten out last night. And so I just pull that back, put that back there. Under my seat, I keep my shoes, and I keep a little brush for Ryley. When we're outside or especially in the desert, I wipe his feet off with it, and I wipe my feet off with it too sometimes. This is Ryley, my best buddy. He's 8 years old, and he goes everywhere with me. So I want to show you my gate I made for him, because sometimes you want to park and just keep the door open. So I put D-rings in my floor so that I can connect this to the bottom. And then he can look out but not jump out.
Great.
Yeah, and it works really well. He doesn't try to...
He doesn't challenge it then.
No, he's content to stay where he is. I built the bed based on my height. I actually sat on the floor in my house, and I measured from my butt to my head. And that's how high I made the bed, because I wanted to be able to stand up straight.
Right.
Also, I'm going to take this out.
Okay.
I debated about leaving it. I like it because I store like napkins and things in there, but I bumped my head on it too many times, so it's out of here.
And it's not a good use of space. It's not efficient.
Because of the height of the bed is only 7 inches, I found the best little tools for storing my clothes. These are actually called fat quarter bags. They're a quilting tool, but I like it because it fits under here.
Right.
It's clear on top. I can roll it. I roll up my shirts and my pants, and you can fit so much in there. This one is from Missouri Star Quilts, but there's a lot of different brands.
That's a very nice size.
And I keep 4 of them. So I have, over here is my pants. So that's my pants and my shirt. They go under there. And then over here I have 2 more, and they are my undies, my pajamas, my gloves, all that kind of stuff. But they fit and they slide really good, and I can see through them. This is my Upstream 30-liter
refrigerator and freezer. Now it can be either or both at the same time.
It's both at the same time. My newest purchase is my swing box. It's a Yamaha swing box and hitch, I guess it's called.
Swing away hitch,
yeah. Swing away hitch. And I love it because Ryley's stroller takes a lot of space. And the solar panels take a lot of space. And before I had storage on top, but I couldn't get up there unless I had a ladder, and then you're storing a ladder. So you're not saving yourself any space. I did something kind of cool with this build. This is Ryley's bed, and I had to build it because he didn't like to be on the floor. He wanted to be at my level. But the bed's only 25 inches wide, so there wasn't a lot of room. So this is his bed. And then this trip, I added a water source. So I have a running faucet right here. I have a pop-up sink so that when I take the bed out, if I want to make it a sink. I also added the shelves because there's so much room in the window that goes to waste.
Yeah.
And I like to make my own coffee. I like to, if I need a plate, there's a plate. If I need a coffee pot, it's right there. My bathroom stuff's down here. This little thermos is my gray tank. When I brush my teeth, I spit in there.
Sure.
And I find that I use it a lot better because it's right there and I'm not digging under my bed for it or going in the front seat for it. And I will say this trip, it has proved to me it was a great thing to do. This is a shelf from Hobby Lobby, and this is black corrugated cardboard. This is actually screwed into the plastic because I said, you know, I'm dedicated. It's a camper van. But I also, I don't know if you can squeeze in there, I made posts that are the same color as the interior. They're made of wood. There's a dowel rod right there. They keep it from jiggling around too much. I wanted to be able to refill the water. So what I did is I put a hinge on Ryley's bed, and then down here is the water source. There's the hinge. And then over here, this piece of wood is the stop to keep it from going down.
Okay.
But I also keep a stove down here. I keep Ryley's clothes down here so I can grab them from the inside. I can actually cook from the inside by just pulling it out from under. If I have to refill somewhere, this is what I use. This is also on hinges. Over here's where I keep my pajamas, and I keep a cooling blanket in case it's hot. And then I have storage all the way to the floor in here. So
right, because it's the well is there. You've taken all the seats out.
Yeah, the stow and go seat is gone, and you can store so much stuff in there.
Way down in there.
Yeah. And I used to have a stick that held this open, but it may be in the desert.
Don't tell them what we left in the desert.
It's a 3-inch trifold from Amazon.
Okay.
And I've been using it for 3 years now. Around here is my power wall. I have two EcoFlows, 1800 watt EcoFlows. And I keep this here because when I open the door and I'm out by myself, I don't want people to go, oh, she's got 2 really expensive power banks in there. Let's just, you know, take them. So I keep this bungeed, but I keep it covered. Number one, it does keep some of the heat out or the cold out. It does a good job of insulation. So I charge these with the car. And then I have a 600 watt Gulu that I also got on Amazon like 3 years ago.
What's the name of that?
It's a Gulu.
Never heard of it.
600 watts. It is a workhorse. And because we've been doing quite a bit of driving lately, I've been getting a lot of power. I haven't had any power issues. So I just wanted to talk a minute about this tool. I was camping at a campground in Georgia and it froze and I couldn't get my tent stakes out. So as soon as I got home, I Googled tent stake getter upper, and this is what I came up with. Well, it works really good for that, but also it's very heavy metal. It has a hook on one end, a very sharp piece right here, and a hammer. So I no longer needed my mallet to put the stakes in. I can use this, but I keep this right between the seats, whether I'm driving or whether I'm sleeping. And if anybody tried to reach their hand in my car,
it's not going to come out the same.
It would not come out the same because this could do some damage. And
yes, it could.
I always keep it in the same place so that I know where it is. I have under here where I can reach it, I have a butane stove.
Okay.
I did get a little folding metal table. And so I do that. This trip I haven't done that at all though, but I have used my 12 volt lunchbox. I have put my leftovers in it. I've heated pizza in it. Yeah, that's the only thing I've cooked with. And my coffee pot, I have this five. I have pour over systems.
Right.
I have the thermos that heats water real quick that you have to pour over, and then I can heat with my butane stove and a kettle and pour over, but it's messy. And I really like just using, this is a 5-cup Mr. Coffee, and I put it on my potty, and this is a little cork thing. I either put it on my coffee or I make it on the refrigerator.
Right.
And I found out it only takes 15 watts to make, because it makes it so quick. And once I make it, I put it in my metal cup, turn off the pot. I also have a cord running from my power bank under the bed to over here. So if I needed to plug in something over here, I've got to plug, well, like my sink.
Right.
I could plug my sink cord, because I can't move this. So I just run the power cord to the electrical outlet and charge it that way. And then this is my potty, and I like to have it covered, so
Sure.
I made a pretty cover. It's worked pretty good, and I never collapse it. I always leave it up. I use these black bags that come on a roll from Amazon.
Right. They're biodegradable, probably.
And I double bag them, and I prefer the bedpan liners. I learned that from you, but I like those better. They travel better.
They're lighter and they're not messy.
And they work really well.
Yes.
I mean, I put 2 in there and I'm good all
solid,
night,
yeah.
You know? And then I made a cover for it. Because I also get in the van the way you told, because I hurt my knee trying to get in on my knees.
Yes.
And I think it was in Debbie Jean's video, you showed how to
just
get
sit down and get in.
Yeah, so I keep this over here. I step on the step and then I put my button here and then that's how I get in. During COVID, I started realizing that I wanted to travel and see the world. I homeschooled my children. I didn't do much, I was busy. I was busy with them. My husband works a lot of hours and he doesn't want to retire. He loves his job. And I got tired of waiting on him. And I had the virus that went around a few years ago, and I had a fever, and I laid in bed for 6 weeks, and I watched nothing but YouTube videos about van life. And I thought I could do that. I didn't have a van yet, but I thought I could do that. And I actually talked to a girlfriend who also had been watching van life videos, and we took our first adventure together. And the first night was horrible. It was just awful. And the second night, I was on Lake Waco in Waco, Texas, looking at the most beautiful sunset I had ever seen. And I thought, okay, I'm in. And I asked my husband, can I take the seats out of the Palisade? And he says no, because I think he thought this was going to get better. It was going to go away. And then the next year came around, I said, can I take the seats out of the Palisade? And I'm still doing it a year later. And he goes, what seats do you want out? so he took out some of them. And I traveled around in that, and then maybe 6 or 8 months after that, I said, hey, I'm going van shopping. Do you want to come with me? And he goes, okay. And then I built out the floor. I took out the seats. Before I cut the seat belts out, I said, are you sure about this? He goes, it's your van. So, because I'll either drive this till it's dead or sell it to a van lifer. I mean, this is a camper now. It's no longer a 8-passenger, 7-passenger car. But I have loved every bit of it. I have loved this journey to Quartzsite. I've been on the Butterfly Caravan. It's been awesome. I feel so much safer than if I came out by myself. And then I just recently started a YouTube channel to document my travels, and I've heard from people, they're like, I can't travel, but I'm going vicariously with you, and it makes me feel so good because I'm just sharing it with them. So it's called So Fun Homestead, SEW, Fun Homestead. And it's mainly about van life or camping, because I also built out a cargo trailer. I build things, and I sew a little bit, and I have a homestead, but it's very little about that channel. But I started that channel 4 years ago, and I never posted anything till 4 weeks ago. But anyway, I'm on a roll now, so like and subscribe, please.
Yes. Which would be okay to mine too, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes.
Below in the description of this video will be a link to her channel, so you can find it.
And I have learned from you. You are the queen. I mean, you have motivated. I was sitting in my living room going with you years ago, and that's what encouraged me to do this. And just start where you are. Don't think you've got to get a van. Don't think you have to have, you know, all the equipment. Put some kind of bed in your car. You don't have to build it out. Put a way to go to the bathroom. Put something to sleep in, and make window screens for your windows if you're in Florida to keep the mosquitoes out. Because
right, the
mosquitoes
screens.
love me. But yeah, you do need privacy, window privacy. But you can get cardboard at the Dollar Tree and make them. You don't have to go to the extent that a lot of other people do. Just
Right, simply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I highly recommend it. I think anyone who tries it, they're gonna like it.
Right. You have to give it a few chances because you will learn what works best for you, right? And then you'll make some adjustments and changes, and who knows what you'll come up with, because I've done maybe hundreds of van tours, and the same vehicle, someone else would do it completely different, and I've never seen two alike.
Yes, and I've actually, this is the 5th configuration of this, and I've only had it a year, and I've changed it 5 times.
Right.
But after this trip, my list of things to change is very, very small. I'm loving this. I love that I have everything at my fingertips. I love that I can make my coffee every day. I like my power banks over here out of the way. I like that my water system's in the floor, because before I had jugs and jugs of water, and I was constantly moving them around.
Everything has a place now.
Yes, I have been to a lot of meetups.
So you've done caravans and meetups.
Yes, I've been to Lulu's meetups. I've been to your meetups. I've been to Kim on a Limbs, Out on a Limbs meetups. I'm a meetup queen.
Yeah.
I plan my travel around my husband's work schedule, because you can be happily married and do this. A lot of people think you can't, but you can.
We have quite a few.
Yeah.
In the butterfly tribe that are married, quite a few, and their husbands are very good about helping them with the van and whatever.
Mine is awesome about it, and like I said, he's not home anyway. And even if he was home, he'd be like, "Go make yourself happy."
That's sweet.
That's what you need.
That's
to do.
sweet.
But I'm going out west. I may be going with you in May. So anybody who wants to do this and they say, "Oh, I can't go by myself," there are Facebook pages. First of all, I have made friends before I go to an event. Like if I know I'm going to a meetup, I'll go like, "Hey, I'm from so and so, and I'm going to this event," but I don't know anybody. And a handful of people will reach out, and you converse with them before you get there. So when you get there, you're like, "Hey,
you got a friend."
You feel, and everybody is so inviting. I mean, 99.9% of everybody is very friendly, and I'm a little bit of an introvert until I know people, and I've found that if all you have to do is tell one person, "I'm new here,"
and everybody gangs up on you and hugs you.
And before you know it, everybody's reaching out to help you.
Yeah.
And you just be surprised. You may not know anybody at your first meetup, but you'll know people by the time it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People you will keep in touch with,
Exactly.
too.
I have lifelong friends I've met from this lifestyle.
Yeah.
And new ones that I met in Quartzsite. So
Yeah, me too. Me
we're
too.
already planning trips together, some of us. So
Thanks so much for taking us on this tour of your beautiful little van.
thank you.
And thank you, Riley.
Say thank you.
And thanks everybody for watching to the end of the
Yes.
video. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.